This is my other new pair of glasses for the year. The ones out of the set that Trump let us pick from. But it's a good thing that, what I'm saying, I got the remote over here and this noise is on. I already got the dish to the washing on. Yeah, this came out of the boxes of cheap glasses. The lenses aren't cheap. Yet the frames are too cheap for the lenses. To the point where they don't protect the lenses. So if you get them too cheap, you'll have cheap parts. Cheap parts. They fit tight like they're for a child. Somebody's head that's like basic training type person head. Like a teenager's fitting fit. They're none, they don't say men and women, they say pick some. Pick one. Okay? I got these rather quickly. Last time it took me 3 months to get mine. And then they was not right and I had to have some back, get some other ones. They told me I keep both pair. But then I got also some eyeglass insurance because Tiny Cummings don't like cheap stuff on her face. Not just because, I say not just because. Actually, not because I have to have designer. But what I have to have is not hurting my face and ears. These don't seem that heavy, but they are because they're too tight. These frames are the type of frames just above toys. The frames are like not even really above the level of a toy. Okay? And you can't appreciate them. Because you got to get this toy to house your very expensive lenses. And you can only get one pair a year. Okay? The reason you know your lenses are expensive, at least I do, because they could have got you some plastic. But I'm in need of the multifocal with the no, but they offer that. They offer you multifocal, bifocal, no line, progressive go dark to light. I haven't been outside with them yet. The lenses, this time, or I can see a little better than my other ones, but the meantime, when you're looking at your hinges, now I've bought glasses like these before, like looking at your hinges, dang. Let's see, that's a tiny ass hinge for my glasses. Make it go up. You gotta know that if I gotta do all that just to see the hand, just too damn tiny. Okay? You wanna know, I'm gonna put on my other glasses so I can see them real good. My other glasses that I got with the insurance I purchased myself, because see, I like to have 2 pairs of glasses. Even America's Best gives you 2 pairs for $69.99. You understand? So when I was homeless, I was able to get 2 pairs of glasses. So a homeless bitch is bougie. She wants 2 pairs of glasses, and this time I upped the ante and I got me some contact lenses. Let me put my next glasses on. These are Ovos. Yes, they're designer, but yes, they serve a purpose. One might say, well, Tanya, you ain't even got no damn frame on these motherfuckers. They're much lighter on my face. Not very much weight on my face. That means something for me. But also means something is that, see, I fall asleep in my glasses because I have insomnia. It's not like I can go to bed, take my glasses off, and go to sleep. I'm going to fall asleep. Look at that. That's a badass glass frame. Ha! You talking about? Huh? Burn up my soul train, not flashing back. Not only that, let's look at these. These are made with a special technique. They need no screws. Just put it on the back side. Look at that. Ingenious work. When this comes off, this arm, you simply slip it back on. Okay? These nose things are pretty good ones. Okay. Now see, there was a time when we could pick our glasses. The VA would pay $300 and you pay the difference. When we could do that, I would have been able to get these with my VA benefits. Trump narrowed us down to pick out of this box. Now these here, I can tell eventually after a few hours, or maybe not too long, because I haven't worn these even an hour straight yet. But it feels like they're going to start hurting right here on my head. Because I already told you, they're tight on my skull. That's why I know they're little kid glasses, because I got a skinny head like Bert. On Sesame Street, Bert and Ernie. I got a Bert head. The Ernie head would not be able to wear these. Yet they were in the thing for men and women to choose from. One size fit all. And these are the size of all of them. Makes some sense, right? Now, all of them didn't have this style, but guess what? They were all not cute. Some people say, oh, I like them. No, but you didn't know better. You're just glad you can see. Don't be that motherfucking grateful after you learned to shoot M16s and you had the ability to get any glasses you want. $300 was paid. That means you can go in there with $150. You get some glasses. But the next problem is America Best is giving people glasses for 2 pair every year. So how about you let me put $150 on this pair and $150 on this pair and pay the difference, because I might find me the cheap $150 glasses and then pay the difference on this. These ain't even $150. These ain't even America's Best frames. That's what I'm trying to say. I've had plenty of America's Best frames, and I didn't get the Ray-Ban. These are better than the Ray-Ban, though, as far as when you want to look at the designer glasses of them all. No, I showed you what I like them for. Okay. I'm trying to see how these are going to feel. Now, they're going to start hurting right here because this is tight. This is tight. Again, they're going to say they ain't got the glasses for the black people nose. These glasses for the nose is for a child's nose. See what I'm saying? He put us in a motherfuckers. These motherfuckers, the instructors went to somewhere and they picked any frame for a grown bitch. These almost fit an infant. Oh, I forgot to look at my things. I don't have my contacts in right now. I took them out just a minute ago. Honey. I don't be playing with my receipts. Y'all like receipts around here. You gotta pay for what you want. Don't y'all know that insurance is money? Insurance. Okay? Don't just pay for it every month and don't use it. That's why you feel like you paid for nothing. That's why you ain't as healthy as you could be. There's nothing wrong with me. Did you go to the doctor and get it on paper? Well, then something's wrong with you. People like to hire healthy people. Didn't I tell y'all that before? But I wanted to get on here and say shouts out to the Victoria Cooper, because she brought something to my attention. I didn't care about why. I don't solve for why. The equations that come into my life have a number and the y is there. Sometimes the answer is 396y. See what I'm saying? I don't necessarily solve for x. The equation itself tells you what x is. And sometimes the remainder still belongs to the x and not the y. What's the remainder? Not even a whole thing. It would be a fraction of something. So why worry about what that is? Once you take this math equation type of thinking into your life. Now, I'm telling you how I think. So by then, to break it down in simple terms, if someone tells me something, and before I ask them anything about it, they're done talking. And in that, there's lots of questions left, like spots and missing points to the plot or the plan or the what. See, where I've been, and I don't care, I've been in the office and I've been on the street. Missing parts of plan and offers are not good. It's missing the if, as, but, ifs, and whys. Is it missing the 3, 4, and 2-letter words? Because I upped the ante on that. You need some 4-letter word. The 3, 2, and 4-letter words, and I don't mean F words. I don't mean curses. I mean, those words change the meaning of things. To me, when I'm talking to if somebody's talking to me and they give me a list and they never use the word and between the last 2 items while talking, I'm done. Because those things don't sound like they go together, like a math problem. And means plus. That's how I think. Next thing you know, you got a hard way to go to explain something to me. And before you know it, y'all gonna do it the way I understand it. If you were smart, you would just say what you said the way I understand it and leave it alone. But most of the time, the way I understand it means that you owe me something. Okay, they like to do people like that, but they couldn't do me. So in the meantime, I don't solve for why. In most things in my life, why wonder why the kids don't like me? When I already know I'm 100 and they try to make me 99 and I know I'm all 100 in here. Why would I want to know why the kids don't like me when I know that whatever I have that they don't have, I can't get? So why matters a damn? Even in your math problem. If it says solve for X and Y, the answer of Y might just be Y. Times all the problems you're going to have, because the number standing next to the Y is a multiplication problem. And so the multiples is the questions left in the story that they were telling becomes a problem. That's why I pass all these tests with your bubbly and stuff. Especially the ones where you don't get charged for the ones you don't answer. And then the hard ones, you get more points as far as the math section. The other sections got areas with more points, but you might not be able to know. It'll tell you the points most of the time. So I'm thinking if they're not going to ding for the ones I don't answer, but if I don't get through enough, I won't get to the big points. Because I already know I don't know my multiplication by heart past the 5 timetables. The rest of them I'm multiplying and adding. I'm using the timetables I do memorize. Like if it's 5 times, well, I know all my 5 timetables. So when you go through the rest of these timetables, you know some of them in there because you know all your 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5s. So you know those in the rest of them. They just switch the number around to trick you. And the rest I solve. Like 7 times 9. Well, I already know 7 times 5 and 7 times 4. And now I add those 2 answers together because I know 4 plus 5 is 9. So I figure if I add those 2 answers together, I'll get a good number. It's always right. Check it yourself. So I know my 9 timetables, do I? But I know my 4 and my 5 timetables. And I know 4 plus 5 equals 9. So the answers to those 2 added together must be the answer to that. So I know I'm going to do my math like that. Some kids know that by heart, right? Multiplication is adding, so yes, I do it when I do adding. Don't ask no stupid questions. See, I know that kind of stuff. Division is subtraction. You know how you know? Because when you got to divide your candy bars, you know that you subtracted some that was yours. Because I'm the big sister, I know that shit. You gonna divide it. Divide it amongst your brothers. But I don't mind sharing. I've been already decided how much I'm going to have to hustle up so I could get my own candy bar. That means I got to buy everybody candy bar up in here. So I don't know how many bites I want. Sometimes I'll just bring it home for my little brother and won't have any. My sister too, till we got older. No one ever brings their dessert home from school for me. But you got to for your little brother. He's in kindergarten. I'm in 12th grade, and Mama ain't got no. You got to have your little old something when you get home from school. So I've been thinking life's way all my life. Now, I didn't understand and was perturbed, but it wasn't the same kind of why. Sometimes we can say, why didn't they do what I told them to do? Why didn't they tell me if that's what they want to do, to leave them alone? Why did Jeffrey... No, I didn't ask all that. For one thing, the answers to those were going to be irrelevant. Apparently, it was to be evil. I figured a lot of that would answer itself as I answered why I helped people, but I already knew why I helped. Why didn't you see it? Because they was all making so you can't see, but I could see. They didn't know how I could see. What I had was a puzzle with funny shapes. The puzzles I had, you have to take them loose and put pieces in other puzzles. Oh, it's changed the shape so it can fit. Because you got to get it to fit around the lies that they think you believe. But see, once a lie becomes the truth, that's what my daddy wrote down. Don't let it. Then you watch the bad thing, and all these groups of people after me. I'm going on a tangent. I got to get back to my why. Mama done got different groups over here, over here, over here. Either not being my friend, seeing what's going on, not saying nothing. United Facebook says they can see it across the United States and people in the world. But that's okay. Because this means it's right now time for them to, it got, too bad she couldn't fix it before Facebook or before it got all over. No. Everything happens in divine order. And it needed to be all over Facebook and give them a chance to say all that bullshit. No, I don't get to hear what they said, and nor did I go to listen because it would be daunting. I had heard enough. And see, what I heard, I had already knew. They just didn't know I already knew. So which means I didn't have much to get over. I just didn't want to address it. Meaning, I was giving motherfuckers a pass for going to bed with my boyfriend or sending their boyfriends after me while I'm in high school and junior high. And when I say they, I'm talking about Michelle. So you give them a pass, and then you get 50-some years older, she's going to say some things like, your boyfriend told me. I'm like, I didn't introduce you to him. I'm thinking in my head. So I already knew she sicked one of her boyfriends on me when I was 12. So that gives me enough sense to know that either this was her boyfriend she sicked on me or my boyfriend that she molested. Either way, doesn't matter, does it? See how that works? I don't care which one it is. To ponder which one of those it is. And no, I did not have to think long to figure that out. Tony had already said you went to bed with mommy's boyfriend. Well, I didn't know. She must have too. She just knew I didn't know. Because I'm the one that called from basic training, and he answered the phone and then put Tony on the phone and answered my mama's phone. Mama was at work. She said he's babysitting Tony. Oh, she's in 11th grade, 12th grade? No, she don't need babysitting. I already trained her up. She thinks she's smarter than me. I taught Tanya all her songs. No, you didn't teach me songs. That's just the only thing I could get to make you let me teach you. Make you play school a lot. I knew you had 2 more years of school. By the time you finished 10th grade, you was smart enough to do most 12th grade shit. You knew your timetables. In what? Nursery school, right? Now who taught that to you? So fuck you and that teaching me the songs. That's how I tricked you and let me teach you. Hoping you'd learn the meaning and hoping I can sneak in some math in there or something. So you didn't want to play math while we do dishes anymore. You got older, you didn't want to play school. Because when I play school, you do homework for real. I teach you stuff for real. I give you treats and stuff. You better ask somebody. The kids be done went home and they're on their timetables coming to play school at my house. But ask Donna too, Donna Michelle. So anyway, I know that once I learned that most people do not escape these types of families, they also come to the evilness. It's a cult, it's a deity. If you do escape it, the 1% that can escape breaks down into percentages itself, and not equally, but I'd say I don't know anybody that's surviving in the mental condition that I'm in, which is better than, I would think, everybody in this situation, because I haven't met anyone yet. And because the things I've studied say so. Because I didn't know that. I was mad why they didn't follow me. I said, I am the perfect example of a big sister. I knew in high school Mother was bothering Tony and Jeffrey was in first grade. I would leave the house. Why didn't you follow me? You didn't have to be there when she get home from work. I wasn't getting in trouble staying out till 9. That way she'd be laying in her bed when I come in, and I don't have to sit in the bathroom. So I don't have any whys. The whys are probably horrific. So that's none of my business. So things that aren't any of my business, I don't care to ask why. All I want to know is about the parts that's my business. What people think of me is none of my business, I heard in the last about 10 years or so. All I know is that when you put your money in at the church, they say they're going to get us a new church, and all they do is get a new doorknob, and the old one had a lock and this one don't. And you came in and the altar was stolen, and so was the baby Jesus. You're supposed to not be mad. You might want to change churches if you want to. But God knows where you gave your tithes. And he knows that you gave. Now that you keep giving there, you'll have a problem. Because you just now didn't use discernment. So you like being at a church that spends all your money to get a new doorknob that doesn't have a new door, that doesn't have a new church, and it has no lock like the old doorknob did. By the time you keep staying, because you got tied somewhere, I don't know. If I was God, I'd be like, why you keep putting my money over there? So now you must be there for ungodly reasons. I don't go to church a lot, but I'm just thinking this sounds logical. Logic helps a lot. Now I'm to the point in life where I'm going to have to start knowing this book, but I noticed that I was taught this book, but not the book. I was told to act like I followed the directions of the good part. I see the good and bad in my auntie and my mama. They're all genius. We all have gifts. We can all, especially Marsha, and I guess me. We really know how to see things. My auntie Marsha is bad. She didn't teach me a lot of things that I could have been taught as a child. But she told me that I'm too strong. I'm strong. Because she knows what I know and don't know. But they don't know what I do know. That they don't know I know. Sometimes they'll bring up certain stories and don't tell everything. And I'll think, I think it's something good. No, baby, every time we talk about going to the park and I lost my cat, I know that you was leaving me. And you said, throw that bitch out the car. Just open the back door and push her out, Jay. I said, John Johnson. He said, no. That's how you end up. My stepdad saved me. Last time I saw my sister, auntie, cousin, we was in a big car. It was nighttime. And she was in the back seat, behind the drivers, sitting. If Tony was born, she was an infant. So she wasn't saying yah. It was those cars with the big steel doors, and I got my thumb slammed in the car door. See, my thumb's been slammed twice. Once in the car door, and once days before I went to LA to see the wrong daddy. And now I'm noticing God had my damn thumbs. Yeah, they were set up for the memory. That's the last time I saw my I didn't want nobody else to call me Yaya. Because she used to be gone sometimes and come back sometimes. Seems like I fell asleep or something. Because when I woke up, I was at home and I didn't have. And they don't talk about it. It's just go on with the day. But my thumb got slammed in the passenger side door of the Steelmobile. My mama was driving it. It was the same car that Tony said. Her first words. You crazy, Marsha. See, that must Tony's first words. I was called Yaya before Tony was born. And when they tell the stories, they like to say that Tony said Yaya. The timeline doesn't have Tony being able to talk or Tony being able to breathe because she wasn't alive when my name was Yaya. That's why I don't want nobody to call me that name ever again. And I didn't like nobody saying it except for that one person. And it's my sister, auntie, cousin. And y'all are all around me trying to make me look like I'm retarded. I'm not the oldest. She's not the baby. She's Janet. Y'all, I don't ask why. Every single one of my siblings are gone. I don't ask why anymore. I used to, for 20 years, ask, what did I do? I was stuck on what's. And I didn't do anything, but I was led to believe I've done things. I was led to believe I was bad. Though I walked through the valley of the shadow of death. As my mother dropped me off and pulled off. She thought I did not have a rod and a staff. They said, how'd you get in my Air Force? I said, I ditched class to take a test, did not go to class. What did you do? Take basket weaving 101? Because your high school grades couldn't get you in, sir? Is what that means. You don't have to say the whole sentence. And that's why my mom did that. I've always known she did it. From the first 3 hours of the interrogation. Because we sat there with no information, just asking, you already know. What the fuck? But anyway. I never asked why. Then I asked how. Can that happen when your urine's clean and you got good grades? And you wonder why you have dog tags with your blood type on them. But somehow you managed to get through the whole military without your blood type being in the military records. I'm just now adding this part in. And then, you know what else? My blood type is not in my VA records either. But I'd have been all through all that. Wonder who's in this blood. Maybe they didn't want incest people in there. Incested children. Children that have been formed from incest or something. Because OSI knows very well that I'm trying to write packets till somebody get tired of seeing them. And then I'm going to take a copy of every single one and mail them to my new commander-in-chief when she gets to office. See, vice presidents can't do anything. Y'all didn't know that? They are to do what the president tells them to do. So apparently, God has been grooming Kamala to be the president. And she's been putting herself in right, standing at the right place at the right times, with the right grades, the right background, and it's the wrong kind of skin. Some extra organs in her body. I'm talking about that uterus. That's a whole extra organ. They don't want to tell a woman like that how new and improved we are. That's the, what's that? The airbag? It is for the baby. Except you're going to be in the bag. That's probably how they decided to make them, huh? They said, what if we made some uteruses that pop out the steering wheel to protect the people from the outside of the uterus? Baby, I meant that. Ain't that what those airbags be doing? Shoot. Anyway, so now I had to get over. I figured out that my mom told them to stop. I already kind of figured that. I stopped from worrying about the people on the coming side. But what I am shouting out to Victoria Cooper about, all those what, hows, and whens, I'm not into that anymore. There's a whole bunch of different questions. And they don't even be statements. They be question paragraph, question chapters. The whole chapter is a question. You know? But I don't like lots of questions. In fact, siblings get a whooping asking me questions. It's the only time somebody will get a whooping for bothering me, asking me too many questions. Because it really would perturb me. Now, if you get you one question, and I guess I must have got them the day OSI got a hold to me. Because they'll put 3 people around you. Each person go ask you a question. But the question has 2 or 3 questions inside of it. And a lot of times, it's designed to make you lie. Because you can hear it. When did you go to the store? What did you buy? And how long were you there? But I didn't go to the store. And then my thing is, I don't know when you're talking about, what store, and what did you see me buy when I came out? Since you ask me questions like that. No, they didn't answer them. They just had to try to get more clever. Now that I'm saying that out loud and stuff and thinking it, I got to answer without asking a question. Mother probably told them to set me up for a sex thing. And the drug shit was always a fucking hoax in case I wouldn't agree to do more sex things. Cagney and Lacey didn't have to have the sex. That's all I'm thinking. You got to remember, this is 1985. 86 and 7. That's about the last TV I watched by then. And I'm still thinking Cagney and Lacey today. Because they always put them out there as the prostitute guinea pig. and they don't do the sex. I said, my name is Cagney Lacey Cummings. And the whole time, they're asking me too many stupid questions. Because I'm not going to answer questions that sound like you already know. And when I say already know, I mean, I already know what you think. Or what you're trying to write. No, it wasn't easy. Because I had to say something. Sir, yes, sir, sir, no, sir, sir. Every comes with Christian permission to speak, sir. Sir, every coming speaks off the record, sir. Sir, no, sir. Everything you say got to be in that kind of thing. So they really trying to say and teach and think that I can't play who's on second and who's on fifth and third. Along with seashell by the seashore at the same time. Then they said do the whole ham bone. I'm not even playing. Yes, might as well. Because they thought I was going to tell a ham bone, have you heard? Mama going to buy me a mockingbird. If that mockingbird don't sing, Mama going to buy you a diamond ring. I listened to those men that Mother brought to the house before I left the basic training. Mother didn't think I was going to listen to them. Now that I'm thinking, she probably just wanted them to see me. And they gave me a couple of rules. And they probably been playing a game, watching me all the whole time, seeing if I was going to lose the game. Don't volunteer. Don't this, do that, boo boo. I did some of the things they said not do. Oh, because you wouldn't see me anymore, they said. And I believe them because they had me having sex with the fucking star basketball player that plays basketball all over the world. I'm thinking, what kind of stings are these? No, these are sending that girl all over the world to play with the basketball players. She's playing basketball players. See, my teacher don't know why my favorite song is She'll Be Coming Round the Mountain When She Comes. She'll be coming round that mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain. She'll be coming round the mountain. She'll be coming round the mountain. And she's coming. Amy Comics! A church hut! Spread your legs! Parade! Hess! Bend over! She'll be coming around the mountain. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. Around the world, she'll be coming around the world when she comes. She'll be coming around this world when she comes. She'll be fucking all the basketball players that don't nobody know to later. She'll be coming around this world when she comes. That's what Mama tried to set me up with. Rock, rock. That's what Mama tried to get me set up with. Rock, rock, rock. She did not expect me to come back to her house ever. That's what you tried to set me up with. Got a revelation while I'm on. In real time, y'all got that. You don't have to worry about why, what, when, where, and how. You just watched me figure that out in real time. Except for the video ain't live. And in living color. That is why I never edit what I put on the video and I watch me again. Because I say things that I'm like, Tanya, wait a minute. What did you say, girl? That means... Okay, now wait. See, some of that And you better watch out, 'cause Tanya is coming. My daddy Cummings, you gotta pick good stuff out of people you know. And he said, let me go get him, because I gotta stay plugged to the couch. Oh, I got USBs on the couch. Y'all got people like that. Y'all know people like that. Stop playing. People come over here and like they don't know people like that. God damn. This the one look like Joe Johnson's brother. He said, Tanya, in one of his last 90 days on this earth, he said, take your motherfucking ass down there. The same way you went down there and the same way you got out of there, you sawed yourself up, back around, back in and out of that shit the same way. I said, but I think I'm retarded with the PTSD. You go down there the way you was before you got that shit. And then I said, oh, my Emory proficiency report that I made when I was 17 and 18. Oh, I didn't get that damn retarded. I said, when he first told me, then when I woke up, I forgot I was smarter than I thought I was. They didn't ever want me to know. With that piece of paper I put on that, they didn't want me to know that. People was like, how'd you get that? How'd you learn that? Not how did I get the score? How did I get the form? How did I get my own motherfucking record? I heard that twice out of one person and another time out of another person. I heard it more than once out of two different people. No, at three. Which let me know I wasn't supposed to ever be able to get my hands on it. But I knew it existed because Tidwell told me. I just didn't get to read it. She just told me about the Timothy, I call him Buzz Buzzard, captain of the seaboat trying to get me my arm with a woodpecker. Everybody thinks I'm crazy, crazy as a bee, not me. Every time I climb those trees, I got to knock on Inglewood. I'm not crazy, what shall I do? I think you are. Comes around full circle while I sing that Buzz Buzzard was trying to put me down. First, he couldn't wait to write his name with mine. I wonder who I was about to be and what they had lined up for me to learn and lead. But I don't even ask that no more. Not like where I want to answer. It's one of them things that if it leaves a question, then it's fishy. That's all I motherfucking need to know. If the three y's in the quadratic equation, then do you have to add them up or do you multiply? Is it going to be 3 or 9? I guess there'll be 9. I'll figure out 3. Unless there's some sort of big, huge generality where the 9 really are separate, I'll think up 3 for each 9. Oh, I might not pick the right ones all the scenarios at all. Just the fact of thinking about it makes you not have too much of a surprise. I didn't say you don't get surprises, and they was in disguise. Them demons disguised as family members. My auntie told me. And she told me I'm strong and that I needed to know that. She said she shouldn't tell me because she was scared of the people. She was scared of y'all. Demon dog deity disguised as friends playing an evil trick on me ever since you was a baby. They've been tricking you, Tanya. I knew that when I was a baby too. And I think I was the kind of baby that could see what's going on in the room and know, but couldn't talk. But see, the baby talks now. Even my sister thinks I'm some sort of retarded ass baby when she's the one retarded. Because you can't beat retarded people if you think that is me. All of you added up to more than 3. I don't have time to think of all that shit for all y'all motherfuckers. I already grew up with y'all. If you tricked me, I know you tricked the masses. But you didn't trick me that well. You just tricked me into staying longer. But then that's because I was tricking you and still staying alive. Staying alive, staying alive. Ha, 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 ha. Staying alive. Ha, 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 ha. Because it seemed like Facebook, I blocked them. But guess what they know? That I got PTSD and all that. Somebody should have knocked on this door after all these years. How many? 2? Going on 2 years. I've been telling this story. Well, maybe 1. I got sidetracked. No, 1 year. You would have thought that they wanted to come knock to see if somebody took over my phone and taken over my check that they want. So what does that tell me? That I got a flying monkey named Harry and Lonnie. Y'all think I don't know? They're not very clever. That's why Marsha don't let them talk. The only way you can use them is if they don't talk. Now, Harry can't. He didn't tell me nothing, but he got to do like this. When he go to his house, I never seen him do that. I know him 20 years. He didn't want me to see his face. Expressions. He couldn't. He was smart enough to know that he couldn't fix his face. Sometimes he doesn't know he can't fix it. But he doesn't move it much, but I can see it. You know why? I'm not a civilian. He got a pretty good straight Marine face. But it's too straight, because with him, I know how to make him laugh. So he's on that goddamn. How you gonna sit at motherfucking attention for a deity that ain't paying you no pension? I just thought I'd mention the tension in that. I'm not talking about no apprehension or apparition. I'm talking about a whole Marine. Think he's smart enough to go against this whippersnapper of an Air Force bitch that only was in there 1 year and 6 months? Well, it still seems I'm smarter than all of you, Michelle, and your team. I didn't get out and let that be the last thing I do. I didn't even know I did that until 06. I wasn't ready to entertain the fact that my mom did that to me until 20-something. Well, probably this last few months. Because I knew when I stored it away on purpose, I had a very proactive thought to purposely put that away until I had the capabilities of dealing with it emotionally and mentally. And that would be within the last, 30 days? 90 days? I don't know. When did I start telling everybody that my mom did that to me? Maybe 60 days? 30 to 60 days? So, I'm really over a lot of things because I'm dealing with that part now. And in the meantime, some laws have gone through. I'm just a bill. I'm only a bill. And I'm standing here on Capitol Hill. Why Biden extended the statute of limitations for MST to never outrun. And if there is a law to prosecute, then you're alive. Don't think you're still cute. You didn't get away with it. Everybody getting paid for military sexual trauma has a file on them with the people responsible. Name, dated. They know you are already. Why do I say that? Not because they told me. It's because they paid me. After the investigation that they give. And they investigate these real good because you don't have to have had in your records that you were sexually traumatized. Which means you do have to say some good stuff, though. No, you don't know what to say that they're going to find. It matches to it. Talking about, let the past stay in the past and forget about the past. Bitch, I'd be a broke, under the curb sucking yellow and red paint after the rat pissed on it. You can't take that to the bank. God told me there will be some things for me. Don't forget that, Tanya. My thumb got snapped in the door when they took my auntie sister. She was my sister then. By the time I know I'm supposed to call her auntie. And then Ancestry.com calls her cousin. And she lived here in Denver. With J. But his name's John. And Johnson. And Michelle. And I. She was pregnant with Tony. Janet and I were there. She gave birth. For some reason, the Yaya girl. I didn't know the word sister, but I know that girl's missing. There was another girl that could stand up while John was beating mommy up. And that's all I need to know. So why, and what I have been doing though, shout again, Victoria Cooper, is I had still the feelings of those questions in me. In here. In my stomach and in my chest. Now, some of the feelings aren't going to go away. They're scars. The feelings I'm talking about is the pain wanting to know who, why, where, when, and what. Wanting to know the answers to what, where, when, why. Hurt. You can stop wanting to know that and still carry the pain that it caused. Now, I've already forgiven these people several times over and over and over and over and over and over. So technically, I already forgave them for everything they've done. I had to realize that. That I didn't give a fuck about that before. When I had what the United States wanted me to have, and that's called a family. But I thought I was a monster. I didn't know what kind, but I didn't know that they were monsters. I just thought I was one of them. See how that works? So once you know that, you realize that's monster. And I was a baby monster. They were raising us to be monsters. I stopped. I wasn't put here to be a monster. I asked God over and 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 over. That don't know if God delivers you from stuff. I know once you ask for it over and over and over to yourself, you'll stop. You get tired of hearing yourself ask you for that shit. You got to mean it though. Because they always say they send people to the gay camp at the church and then they try to church the gay out of you. That's why, and I do believe that don't work. So I have to say I don't know about that. But I do know that somehow I believe in God other ways. And I believed enough to know that if I pray over and over and over and over. But I knew what else I prayed for that didn't come true. My sister, my brother, and my mama are fucked up. And even if not for the incest, because this can happen to families without incest having in it. And they all want me dead. So I wasn't really chosen to be a monster. You see, I've already watched them try to kill William, and he's with them, and my cousin Julian ended up with them. But before he died, he called on the night of his death and apologized to me. And it was we used to have to apologize to each other. And Auntie might have told him to apologize, and maybe he wanted to apologize himself, but it was the most sincere apology I had ever heard him give me. He knew he was supposed to leave when I told him to leave. And he knew he had started being mean to me because they told him to. And he knew he picked evil mommies over his good cousin that make his peanut butter jelly sandwiches. When we were 5. I've been cooking since I was 5. That is cooking when you're 5. Making a cereal and a peanut butter sandwich is cooking. When you're 4 and 5, you better ask somebody. Did nobody tell me how to make it? I had to watch people do stuff so I could sneak and do it. So it was a lot in his apology. It wasn't no graphic certain events apology. Then I thought it was just an apology for being mean to me. But he was probably apologizing for not leaving there when I told him. I said, they're trying to kill us here in Denver. You have to leave. I said, this will be my second time, Julian. I said, I don't know why, but I feel death after me, and it's after you too. This will be his first time, as far as I know. And less than a year later, they had killed him. The gang initiation thing, he was set up. The gangbangers that were doing initiations, my auntie happened to meet them. She meets a lot like that, but she must have told them something real awful to make them want to kill a young man for doing their mother very wrong. And you can see that they're good for that because you guys see what my mom's done to me. These gangbangers didn't have to do the initiation. They had already passed it. See, the detective says that the initiation doesn't make sense. Because they all had $1,000 and they had $1,000 worth of dope. And they had done other murders too. So Julian's murder was senseless. And the initiations, they may seem senseless, but they would be gang reasoning. And it's a gang reason. It's a senseless gang reasoning. And the drugs they had on them, there's 3 or 4 of them. None of it had Julian's fingerprints, and none of the money did either. So they didn't take nothing from him. And they had left Auntie's room. I heard them. Julian didn't hang the phone all the way up. It wasn't until after they left the room that Auntie noticed the phone wasn't hung up and she put it on the hook. But I don't think she knew I was on there. But it was a hotel room phone. Julian was walking. They were in a vehicle when they Julia left Auntie's room first, and then they came in, and then they left out. She said, I don't have it. Yeah, that's him. He just walked out. And then, at 4 a.m. that night, Tony calls to tell me Julian's dead. She said it so nonchalantly. She didn't even hang out with him. So she knows it was set up. I could tell by the way she said it to me. And I could tell she didn't care much for me either when she said that. Because if she didn't know Julia very well, she should have cried for how it would have hurt me. So she thinks she's a good actress. To be a good liar and a good actress are two different things. To be trained as a liar in the most extreme sense, because I just knew that abused children stick together. Physically, mentally, and sexually abused children, I thought they stick together. And you don't have no good example for your kids. I'm going to be that. Because I'm going to live past what you told them I could do. And I'm making you a liar. You're going to be such the liar. Quincy and Mecca are going to know you're such the liar. And that granddaughter that runs track like me, she already knows. We talked to each other with our eyes when I met her first. I don't know what we said, but she was talking to me. She couldn't talk yet, really. But she knew what everybody in the room was saying. I proved it to y'all. Seems as if I didn't do what I was supposed to do, she has to do it. Well, I'm completing and I'm going to make it good. Best I can. I know I'm not the first chosen one in this family to break curses, and y'all failed. My dad obviously was one. Else he wouldn't have told me I was chosen. And that I'd better harvest good. And that I got a lot of people, but I'm strong. So, Michelle, your husband betrayed you, and so did your baby sister. And you betrayed yourself when you didn't listen to Lawrence when he told you, I'm smarter than you. It wasn't no joke. I don't ask why, but I do no longer have the pain of wondering why on me. Yes, I will cry for the incidents, but not because I don't know the whys. Fuck that, I already got the test right. Thank you, Victoria.